Hello and welcome to the Relocation Specialist training video on the advanced reports. Today we're going to take a brief look at some of the advanced reports that have been recently added to the Relocation Specialist software. By going to the referrals list and clicking reports, I'll see all of the reports that I have. First, if I have any favorites, I'll see them. And if I don't, I'll get this long list. Now, if you typically have favorites that are listed in here, you'll need to scroll to the bottom of the page and click the button to either see the favorites or show all. In our case, we're going to show all the reports so that we can see some of the new reports that have been added. Now, you'll see that the reports are also categorized by advanced, miscellaneous, and standard. And so if you want to see just the advanced reports, for example, you can always click search, select advanced from the category, and apply filter. However, if you want, you just click to show all, and then when you see all of the reports, they are grouped first by category, and then within the category advanced, then they are listed in alphabetic order. So either way, you'll be able to see the various reports that are advanced. Now, a word about the advanced reports. They are meant to replace the report generator reports that you may have been using in the past. In the past, the report generator reports required you to run either roster or report generator, filter the records for what you want, download those records to your local PC, and then use Microsoft Access and the report generator software on your local PC to view the reports in a variety of ways. Now, all of those steps have been replaced by putting the advanced reports on the web. We're going to take a look at 3 of those reports. The first one is Activity by Office Expanded. Now, you'll notice that we have, in this case, a condensed and an expanded version. I'll show you the difference in just a moment. When I click the link for the report, it opens the page and allows me to enter my selection criteria. In this case, it's going to look for all of the records that were either received or closed within the same date range. I can also be specific about which office I want to select, or I can just select all as you just saw. So once I have made my selections for the date range and the office, I click View Report. And at that point, the records are selected, they're grouped, and then put into the report that you see here. Now, I mentioned that there's a difference between condensed and expanded. In this case, we're looking at the expanded version, meaning that all of the records that go into the report, in making up the report, are displayed. In other words, it's expanded. Now, if I were looking at a condensed version of this, I could click the little plus sign here, and you'll see that it will condense or hide all of the details and only show me just the subtotals. All right? By clicking the plus sign, I can, again, expand it and see all of the records. I can also, in this case, condense or expand just for the agent. All right, so watch for that in all of the reports. Watch those little plus signs and minus signs where you can expand or condense the information. Now, this report shows me everything that's come in or has closed between the dates that I stated. We have the date received and the closing date. And I'm not sure in this case, but we may have, in this case, the received date is outside of the date received range, but the close date is inside. So watch for those as well. So it's very nice that this one combines into one report everything that's happened. You should also know that as far as the agent names and the office names, this report automatically selects the assigned agent and the assigned agent office for incoming reports, and it selects the referring agent and referring agent office for outgoing reports. All right, these are things that weren't possible with the former reports. All right, now while we're looking at this report, you'll notice at the very top is the option for selecting a format. In this case, I'm going to select PDF and click Export. And then I have the choice of whether I want to save this report as a PDF or open it. I'll select Open. When I do that, it opens the report and allows me to view it. If I wanted to, I could print this report, I could email it, I could do a variety of things. What's also nice is that, let's say this was a 5-page report, I could say, well, just print page 3 or 4, or be very selective about what I want to print. Okay, that's the activity by office. Let's take a look at another report. We're going to look at 3. The second one is activity by manager consultant summary. In this case, we get the selection criteria once again at the top of the page. Notice that we have 2 date ranges, the date received begin and end, and the year-to-date begin and end. So if I wanted to compare this month and year-to-date, or maybe this year versus the previous year, I can put in any date range that makes sense to me and select which of the manager consultants I want to view. When I click View Report, you'll see that in this case, it counts up the total number of records. It gives you the total number that were sent or received by manager consultant. It shows you how many were sold and what the total sales amount is. Okay, notice on the first 3 columns, this is the date received begin. On the right-hand columns, these are the year-to-date begin. And again, it gives us the totals, the total number of sales, and the total sales volume for all selected and individually. So that's very handy report there. The third report we're going to look at is called the Days on Market report. So if I scroll down, notice there is an expanded and a condensed version of Days on Market. And I select Days on Market Expanded. Again, I have the selection criteria at the top for which referral status I want, what referral type. I'm going to select all the referral types, but everything that happens to be closed. I'm going to leave the date range in there for right now and select all offices. I'm going to click View Report. And in this case, it's going to show me everything that closed that meets the criteria at the top of the page, and then groups it by office and shows me the individual records. Now, if there were multiple offices, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the selection criteria. We're going to say list date begin, and we're going to go back to January of 2010. By doing that, I'm expanding the date range and expecting to get multiple offices and, of course, more records. Once I've selected the date range, I click View Report. And while we're waiting for that report to come up, I do want to mention that, as you can see, you can select the different settings while the report is open. So you might open the report for one particular office, print that report, and then select a different office and print another report if you wanted to. Notice that in this case, as is the case with all reports that include a graph at the end, it will accommodate all of the offices that are in the report. So it totals up the total sales and gives you a nice graph at the end. Again, if I wanted to print this, I could do that. If I wanted to, I could just select Excel and export, and it would drop all of this information directly into an Excel spreadsheet. The other choice is Word. I would encourage you to go through all of the various reports, the different versions of them, and get familiar with them. And I hope that you find them helpful. Thank you.